Hey, what's up guys? Awesome back here in another video. Of course, as soon as I start this video, the wind starts blowing a little bit. Scoot y'all a little bit closer here. Alright, so I always see comparison videos, head-to-head videos on reels. Like Daiwa Tatula versus Shimano Corrado. Daiwa Steez versus Shimano metanium. But over the years, I never do see somebody do a new model versus old model. So that's what we're doing right here. So they finally came out with a new Shimano metanium DC. This is the old one. This is the old 150. And now they have the new Shimano metanium DC in the 70 size. Now, what I've done is I put these reels head to head here lately. This is a 7.3. I've got a finesse jig on here because a bigger reel should not perform as good with a smaller bait. This one has a 1/2 ouncer on it. Smaller reels should not perform as well with a bigger bait, heavier bait. So we are going to go over the looks of everything, how it looks and feels first. Okay, start with the old one. The old metanium DC. I love the frame of it. I love how it feels in my hand. It really just locks into my hand. It is a little bit beefier, and that's what I like about it. Okay, now you do have that more high-end look, especially with your thumb bar. It kind of gives off that Antares or Aldebaran look. I do like the frame as well. It's solid, one piece. And to be honest with you, I do like how far you can sling this reel. I mean, just letting the weight of the bait go out just on a cast like that, or one of those, goes crazy far. Me and my buddy Ethan was on Laurel River Lake, and the wind picked up a little bit, and I was throwing a crankbait, and he was throwing a crankbait, and ended up, I literally swapped out line in the boat to be able to put it on this reel, because I knew with the wind I wouldn't be able to backlash it. I put this thing on 2, and it goes all the way up to 5. And I keep it set on 1, and even on 1, it's pretty hard to backlash. Like, I mean, that, you heard how long it braked that cast, and that's a 5/16 ounce, and just, I mean, crazy far, and not even really trying to cast the long way. Now, one thing I would like for them to do with this reel is swap out the handle, because they put these weird grooves in the handle, and to be honest with you, I just like the old school Shimano. This is the only reel to my knowledge, other than the Tranx or Tranex, however you put it. I say Tranx, that they use that type of knob on. To my knowledge, if you know otherwise, drop it in the comment. I would love to hear it. Now, let's talk about the smaller one. Let's talk about the new and improved 70 size. So both reels, micro module gearing. Now they went with, now something else on these is how the hole for the line to go through up here. I like how big that is, because if you not fish in the summer at all, it's really easy to miss that little hole. Now let's talk about this reel. Things I like. I like the slick black frame. I love the handle. The handle's amazing. They went with the old school rubber knobs, and I honestly like that. That's my favorite. Now, they went with the Bantam thumb bar, the Bantam style thumb bar, which is perfectly okay by me. Now, something they did here is they made the side plate like a Bantam. I hate a Bantam because of that reason. Which on DC reel, I don't see why you'd be pulling it all the way out. No way. But on a Bantam, I never can get that back on. It is so dang hard to, in my opinion. I struggle with it. Now, that's different than this one. This one, you just turn this dial to open, push it, and then you got it off. You have more to grab to. It just feels a little bit more high end, in my opinion, than how they did this one. I hate how they did that one. Now, something else I do not like about this reel is, if you notice, this piece goes around your tension knob, fully around it. So what that is pretty much it limits the gap that you have to your tension knob. I do not like that. I have a wide hand. I have fat fingers. So when I'm trying to get in here to make tiny adjustments, it's harder to make a tiny adjustment because I can't get my hand into it. It's almost like the Daiwa Tatula 100s or the 80 size, if you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like that. Man, I need to make a longer cast with this one to get all that out of there. Now, this one, in my opinion, it doesn't cast as far as the old school one. It just don't. Now, something else that I want to touch on real quick, and this is a big one for me. I almost didn't get this reel because of this reason. Almost didn't get it because of that. But also the dial there. So I don't know what Shimano was thinking there. They did a double dial system, and I'm still not 100% for sure on it. I've just been trying to cast it out here in the yard and figure things out with it. So they did a min on the top one, which is this one. You can see this one, min. This one will go all the way over to max. There's max. And then they did a NFP on the inside. If you know what NFP means, drop it in the comments. But I had it on P, and I had that set on max. Now I'm just going to give it a cast and probably backlash because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Turn it up one. It is also harder to cast sitting down like I am. And I have to watch what I'm doing because the power line's right up overhead. That's why I'm kind of going from the side like that, where I ain't in danger of it. Okay. So it looks like that's set pretty decent for me. I'm just not getting the distance I want. That's pretty anti-backlash right there. Okay. Now we're going to put it on N. Oh gosh. N is not it, guys. It would probably help if I actually read the manual to this thing. Now, the weight rating, obviously the smaller one is going to be lighter. Okay, there was in. I just had to thumb it a lot. And that's on the 3rd. Okay, so we're going to put it back to F and back on 2. That was a anti-backlash deal. I do throw my reels a lot looser than most. So if I was truly wanting it not to backlash, it's a little trick to it. Just a tad hair more. Okay, so literally I'm just gonna, and no backlash. So now when I cast it and it hit the ground. So these reels are pretty much anti-backlash. I'm gonna do it again. And I'm throwing a super long ways, guys. I actually wish I had a GoPro set up down there. I wish I had a GoPro in general. But the only downside to owning a metanium is, in my opinion, they are not great to flip with, because you constantly have controlled braking. This one is set where it will backlash. So although you all can't see it, see how far each one's casting. I'm sorry guys, I wish I really did have a GoPro. I am working on getting one though. I'm going to set this to anti-backlash 2. With the newer metanium, this gives you a little bit more fine tuning, I feel like. Alright, it's fuzzing a tad. Go down. Okay. So either one of these is anti-backlash, more or less. Now obviously the one with a heavier bait is going to be casting further. So it's only one thing to do, guys. We're going to take this. Now, I do want to clarify. I've got 10-pound Berkeley trilene monofilament on both of these. Both rods are 7-foot medium heavies. So that ain't making a really big difference. So far, the newer metanium, the little 70 size, is casting further than the old one. But it also had a heavier bait. So what's going to happen once we change baits? Are they both going to cast the same distance? One going to cast further than the other one? Or what? I'm going to say the older metanium outcasts the new metanium, if I was guessing. So we got to set them both to pretty much anti-backlash. Got a little fuzz. And I can't help but to thumb at the beginning of the cast. I still do every time. Do this way I don't get hung up in the grass and have to pause the video. Alright. Got a little grass there. Now you know that's when you're good. Alright. Anti-backlash. Okay, so I already done told you the older metanium is not casting this 1/2 ounce jig as far as the newer one was. No chance, no shot. No shot. The newer one wasn't outcasting it by much. Maybe 10 to maybe 10 foot. Now, let's see what the newer metanium does versus the older metanium with the little 5/16 ounce ball head. Yeah, that was the first cast. I'm gonna give that older one the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, I'm hitting the same spot consistently with this reel. Yeah, 3 casts, same spot. So, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this newer one's throwing this little 5/16 ounce as far as that older one with the 1/2. Let's see. Okay, so that one went there. Grab the old 1/2 ouncer here. I can see that, and it's orange. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you all something. BRB. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to pause it. I'm just going to walk y'all down through here. Try not to step in the line and trip and break my neck. Okay, so remember the 5/16 ounce was on the newer one. It landed right here. Okay, so it landed there. Here is the older one with the 1/2 ouncer on it, right there. So, pretty even right through here. So, the newer one is outcasting the older one. Now, we aren't just going to stop there. I'm going to pause this while I get in the boat. We made it back to the boat, in the boat this time. But the newer one is outcasting the older one on that anti-backlash setting. But throwing these reels how I throw them, as loose as I do, the older one does cast a little bit further, in my opinion. Now, you all haven't seen that, but cranking, I've spent time with both reels throwing a crankbait. Come on now. Sorry guys, I gotta get my jig. Alright guys, sorry about that. I get my jig back. But in my opinion, throwing these reels how I do, the older one will outcast the newer one. And I have spent time with both reels out on the water throwing crankbaits, although one's an 8 1-to-1, one's 7 3-to-1. Now, I can't base my opinion just off of how far they cast. So let's talk about overall. So I'm going to base this off of casting distance, easy to get to, palmability, weight, feel, fishability, and looks. So we'll start with the old one. The older one, fishability, I'm gonna give it probably a 7.2 out of 10. Now, here's why. The cracks, I can't stand. That will affect the looks of it too. But does it affect it casting? No, it does not. Now, when you are talking about fishability, this little dial here, I hold my rods like this on my jigs. Sometimes when I pick it up, I'll accidentally hit it a click, not knowing, go to cast it, and gone. Now, Shimano already knew that and thought ahead, because this little dial right here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and A. But if you go up one from one, that little dial says open. If you go back one, it'll say 1, 2. Now, that's why that says open. They added this little thing here because they knew your finger would hit it. I know they had to. Otherwise, they wouldn't put that feature right there. So, even if it's on open, you can fish with it. That side plate will not pop off until this is flipped. Then it will. So, fishability, that's why it gets that rating. Casting distance, I mean, I'm going to give it a solid 8. Anything you want to throw on this reel, you can. It'll bomb it a mile. Now, the looks of it, I am going to give it probably a 9. I'm not real big on chrome. I can't stand chrome, to be honest with you. They went with that more gunmetal finish, and I don't like that personally. The handles, like I already mentioned, a little 3-line deal like they have on the Tranks, I don't much care for it. Now, it is slick little reel, and I do like how they put that on the inside. So that's about it there. The newer one on looks, I'm going to have to give this reel a solid 9.7. I only see 2 things that I don't much care for. That one of them looks very, very high end, don't get me wrong, is this little chrome piece that puts that tension knob inside of it. Now, I'm not for sure how that would be if you need to take this reel apart and clean it. I'd say it'd be pretty hard. But let's talk about something that makes it look cheap, is how they just stamp metanium there. I mean, this reel retails at $534.99 on Tackle Warehouse. That little stamp right there, I mean, even on the Chronarchs, it has that. I mean, they took a step down from this to this, because over time, that's just going to wear off. When you fish with it, it's going to wear off. Casting distance, this little reel bombs a mile as well. It's very good for lighter baits. I mean, it's a little 70 size reel. It's a bump up from a BFS. I about said BFF. BFS. It's a bump up from it. Now, I already told you the mechanics of it. I can't stand it. I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 10, because this one, you've got your dial. It's more easier. It's more friendly to use. I mean, it kind of gives off the old Corrado 200i feel. And this one, I don't know what Shimano done. This 2 brake deal, I mean, I just ain't a fan of it. So if you know what that 2-brake deal is, please drop it in the comments, because I am going to read the manual. Shockingly, I'm actually going to read the manual on something for once in my life, but I'm going to figure it out, and also do a overall review of this reel, kind of like an unboxing video. You all will be seeing that unboxing video before this video, so this video will be metanium DC versus metanium DC. Now, overall, I gotta make a decision here. My overall pick of the metanium DCs is going to have to be the metanium DC 70. Without a doubt in my mind, this is just a little bit better reel. It casts further. It's not as user friendly, but it casts further. It's smoother. It looks better in a lot of ways, and a lot of ways it don't. I do love the gloss black finish. That's my favorite. I love black, like gloss black. It just does something. It just does something to make it look better, in my opinion. So I hope this helps you all. If you all are thinking about getting a new metanium, hope this helps you all decide if you want it or don't want it. A lot of times you can find these older metanium DCs on Facebook Marketplace for about $300 to $400, and these newer ones, they just came out. They are $534.99 on Tackle Warehouse, and man, it's a very smooth reel. So guys, hope this helps y'all. Thank you all for watching this metanium versus metanium video. And guys, please, if you do anything I ask of you, please do one thing, and that's give God all the glory. Be safe, have fun, do something nice for somebody, please, even if it's us saying hey to them. You never know what kind of impact saying hi to somebody will have. It might even make their day. You don't even know when they are in a dark spot in their life. If you all see me out in stores, tackle stores, come up, say hi, say hey, I watch your videos, or hey, I'm a subscriber, or anything like that. Pretty friendly guy. I am a bigger guy. I'm 6'1", 230 pounds, so I mean, I am a pretty decent sized guy. But don't be intimidated by me at all. I promise I'm a big teddy bear. So thank y'all for watching, guys. As always, give God all the glory. Be safe, have fun, do something nice for somebody, please. And I'm out.